Better to be woke than asleep. I don't want to forget Toshi in this mix. You know, Toshi is the one, as we know, who had the organizational skills to make things happen. Pete would have an idea, Toshi would make the idea work. In fact, there's a kind of little story. The writer, David Dunaway, had written an autobiography of Pete, and Pete had asked for some revision, and David Dunaway agreed to do it. And Pete said, hey, Dave, get a few Beacon people together and meet with him in his hotel room and tell him about, you know, what things happen locally, you know. So 4 or 5 of us sat down with him and regaled him with various stories of the Soup Club and other things that happened locally. He dutifully took down notes, and then at the end of the session, we're walking down the stairs to leave, and I turned to him, almost just like a little exclamation point. I said, what it comes down to, David, is that, you know, Pete might have an idea to throw a festival, but only Toshi Seeger knows how many rolls of toilet paper 4,000 people use in 48 hours. That was the only thing he quoted in the book.
They printed it.
So, Pete got lots of honors, but Toshi didn't always get the honors. But at this one time in the 1990s, they decided to honor Toshi and Pete at the same time. And they were both going to have to speak, and I was looking forward because Toshi was a pretty private person. She didn't do public speaking, as many of us know. So I was anxious to see what she was going to say. And she was going to go first, introduce her husband. She gave the most beautiful short speech, and paraphrasing it in the book, she said, hi, my name is Toshi Seeger. Most people have a job where they work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 48 weeks a year. For the past 50 years, I've had the same job. Only my job is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. So now I give to you Pete Seeger. You know who he is. He's a guy who goes around the country with a banjo singing about workers' rights and women's rights in the 8-hour day.
Whoa.
So here's a song that Pete actually wrote for the grandchildren to sing to their grandmother. It's called A Little This and That, and that's your part too. My grandma, she can make a soup with a little this and that. A little this and that. She could feed this whole big group with a little this and that. A little this and that. Stone soup, you know the glory. Stone soup, who needs the glory? If grandma's cooking, no need to worry. With a little this and that. A little this and that.
Grandma likes to make her garden grow with a little this and that.
A little this and that.
She likes to have the ground just so with a little this and that.
A little this and that.
Little
Not too loose and not too firm.
Because spring the ground's all got to be turned. In fall, lots of compost to feed the worms. With a little this and that.
A little this and that. Grandma knows we can build a future with a little this and that.
A little this
and that. And a few arguments will never ever hurt you with a little this and that. A little this and that. We know this world's in a hell of a fix. Some say that oil and water don't mix, but they don't know the salad maker's tricks with a little this and that. Little this and that.